Shalom, this is Levi Shore. Welcome back to Swing Torah. So I'm in our tree house. I came out of our house to be in Galus, to be in exile. And today we're going to talk about the 2,000 years of divorce from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, from Hashem. So if you've ever been in a bad breakup or a divorce, Chas v'Shalom, it just rips your soul out of you. Something that began with simcha, with happiness, with hopes for the future, and you plan the relationship will be forever, or at least for our whole lives. And then when Chas v'Shalom, sometimes these end, it's gut-wrenching. It starts becoming bitter and fighting, and then it starts becoming, it would be better to be apart than together. And that's unfortunately what we're in right now. We're in this Galut Edom, the exile, the Roman exile, and it's lasted 2,021 years so far. So what happened? It began in the year 0, King Herod. So it's the last time we had independent rule. And then Herod's sons, they were under Roman control. The Roman Empire really controlled them, and they were kind of almost like puppets of the Roman Empire. So why did this all happen? Because deep down, Chas v'Shalom, back then, the Jewish people, they didn't want Hashem to be our Melech anymore. We didn't want Hashem. We rejected Hashem. And Hashem put us into Galus. He put us into exile. And what's the reason for exile? What's supposed to happen? So now we want to be like the other nations. We don't want Hashem to be our God. We don't want the Torah, Chas v'Shalom. We don't want to do the mitzvos. We want to be like every other nation. What does Hashem do? He puts us into these other nations. He lets us have a taste of what it's like to live in these other nations. And unfortunately, it's not always so fun. There's golden ages, because even in Galus we can return close to Hashem. We can learn His Torah. We can do His mitzvos. We can have golden ages, like the golden age, 400 years of peace in Poland, and the golden age of Spanish Jewry, and the golden age in the British Empire, and America. And it's interesting. Today's July 4th. July 4th, 1776, the day of independence. What day was it in the Hebrew calendar? It was the 17th of Tammuz, the beginning of the 3 weeks. The beginning of the 3 weeks, the Bein HaMetzarim, from the 17th of Tammuz to Tisha B'Av, to the 9th of August. What does it all mean? So it may be that America, the USA, who, by the way, Esav, if you translate the name of Esav, it's USA, that this is it. This is the final stop. Final stop is North and South America, Hawaii, Australia, we're everywhere. It's the final stop before all returning. So Hashem wants us to feel the pain of separation, and He even sends His Shekhinah with us into the exile. But when we start to live out here, sometimes it's not always so fun, and we feel the klalas when we drift away. We experience the inquisitions, the pogroms. We experience the burning when the Romans burnt down the Second Temple. And now the house of Hashem was destroyed, and the Shekinah of Hashem no longer lived with us in Yerushalayim and Jerusalem. And Hashem sent us out among the nations, and we've experienced crusades and pogroms and anti-Semitism, and it's coming back. But what does Hashem want? Hashem wants us to feel that loss of that relationship, that beautiful relationship we had with Him. In the most miraculous time, when we were slaves in Mitzrayim, we were slaves in Egypt, and we saw Hashem do miracles for us. And He punished the nation that was oppressing us, and He took us out and He split the Yam Suf, the Red Sea, in a miraculous manner. And He gave us all the gold and silver and jewels of the Egyptian Empire. And Hashem's done this many times. There's been horrible tragedies. Most recent, the Holocaust. But then Hashem brings us close again. And millions of Jews came back to Eretz Yisrael, came back to the land of Israel in 1948. And we're almost done. But these 3 weeks we're mourning. And we're mourning the loss of the relationship. But unlike sometimes human relationships, the bond between Hashem and the Jewish people is eternal. It will never end. And Hashem will take us back. And we'll stand together again under the chuppah like we did at Har Sinai, at Mount Sinai, when we received the Torah. And Hashem will send Moshiach, and we'll renew our vows, and it will be all the sweeter because of this 2,021 years of Galus, of exile, when we're back together. And all the family, all the Jewish people are back home in Eretz Yisrael. And we turn these days of mourning and these 3 weeks of mourning into celebration again, like they were meant to be. The Yom Tovim, they were meant to be. And this is the time where it says the Melech is in the Sadeh, the King is in the field, Hashem is close, and He wants our tefillah, and He just wants us to want Him back. He just wants, as Shlomo HaMelech, as King Solomon described in Shir HaShirim, the Song of Songs, Hashem is described as the husband, and Klal Yisrael, Knesset Yisrael, is described as the wife. And this special marriage between us and Hashem. And he's just waiting for his Kala. He's just waiting for his beautiful bride. He's waiting for us, the Jewish people, to just want him back, to live in our midst again in the third temple in Jerusalem. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again soon. Hope to see you soon on Sweet and Good Torah.